All right, well, let's get to the story and get on with some gameplay, guys. So, here we go. So, you guys are all in this room down here, the torture chamber. Raisa is outside. Kia is outside as well. So, currently, it's only... Parking Seals, thank you for resubscribing. We appreciate that. Give him some love.
Thank you, Parking Seals.
And McNew, thank you as well. I was AFK when you did it, but thanks for doing that. And I see that everybody spammed you up some love, so that's good. All right.
Floating head is telling us what to do.
You must listen.
Wait,
to the
can
head.
I turn if you make a judgment that I'm not happy with Gore, can I turn undead you?
No, I'm not dead.
No.
This is just me not having a head. I'm nearly headless, Nick.
Nearly headless?
Oh no.
How can you be nearly headless?
I'm nearly
Like
bodiless,
this.
Nick. There.
Oh.
I'll zoom you in a little bit. Okay. All right, so you guys are looking at the delightful tapestry that the innkeeper's daughter made for the torture chamber that consists of green fields, sheep, fluffy clouds, and a pretty pleasant sunny sky. And that's kind of where we left it off. So, what do you guys want to do with this tapestry? I can't remember why you were even looking at it.
I
believe
think
it,
Rado
yeah.
just sent for Kia, remember, in his crude,
Yeah.
like, this is a torture chamber. Oh, go get Kia.
Okay, yep. So
Yeah.
Marlo, you went outside to get Kia.
Yes.
Can I do a spellcraft on the tapestry? Would that work? Like trying to see if there's anything spellcrafty about it? Because it's not a
You can.
I mean, like, see if there's any scripts or anything that's like spellcrafty, right?
Yeah.
Hey, look, I didn't get the first one yet.
Yay.
15.
Yay.
Okay. There's nothing about it glancing at it that would indicate to you that there's any kind of spell at work. Of course, that doesn't mean there isn't.
Okay.
But there's nothing visible anyway.
All right. Cool.
I need to get my dice over here where they can make a nice, horrible noise on the
Gore.
table.
It's
What?
so cool.
The head?
Just the floating.
The
Oh, the
pen.
floating pen, yeah.
Flying pens.
I can tell you this bodysuit, it's a full green screen bodysuit. I know people were asking in chat. It sucks trying to pick up a D4 with gloves on, just gonna tell you. They're all silky and smooth and you can't pick it up.
That's so funny.
But yeah, it does do the job. See, look at that, look. We have the floating D20. It's orbiting.
Spooky.
Okay. Alright, so yes, Marlo, you gonna go outside and get her?
I am.
Okay. So you exit the door and you see Kia and Raisa standing outside the jailhouse.
Kia, there's this really pretty picture, and for some reason, Radovan needs you to look at it. So I need you to come with me.
Okay. Sure. I love pretty pictures, I guess.
Yeah,
Alright.
you might want to focus just on the picture, though.
Why?
You'll see what I mean when we get there.
Okay. Fair. So
Okay,
I'm gonna
Kia.
wander on in.
Alright.
Oh.
Yeah, so as soon as you open the door, you can see it clearly is a interrogation chamber, aka bloody torture chamber that has been used recently. There are fresh blood stains on the rack in the northern corner. There are bloody footprints all across the ground. It's
Wow.
It's obviously there's a kind of a strange irony smell in the air, and you can see Radovan pondering this beautiful tapestry that is hanging right above a table full of horrific torture tools.
Yes, that is what caught our attention.
Well, this is romantic, Radovan. Why'd you bring me in here?
We're on a line of thinking that the shields are disappearing from a chest magically, and the person who's painted the shields have also painted the tapestry in the front room and this one. And this seems out of place to me.
That's interesting.
just
You think
wanted-
maybe the paint that they're using is somehow magical?
Or there's some hidden, text or
Copy to
something attached to it.
Okay, yeah. That's pretty good.
Is
I'm
there
gonna
any?
look at the painting.
All
I
right.
back up and let her.
Did you already detect magic on this, Beth?
I
Radavan?
actually did not detect magic on it. No,
Okay, so I will detect magic on the.
forgot I could do
tapestry.
that.
All right. You wave your hands around, hold them in an arc towards the painting. Nothing, however, seems to radiate magic in that direction. Definitely not the painting, that's for sure.
In that direction. That's interesting. Okay. I'm picking up nothing from this. Do you think
Well-
it could be more intense than that? Maybe some hiding the magic somehow?
I don't
Marlo,
know.
make a spot check as you go over to the bottom, the most southernmost rack.
Oh God.
One. Wow. I just want to be off the hook, guys.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
I keep thinking I'm gonna sneeze. Ugh. My spot. Spot is 5.
Okay, you notice that directly beneath the rack, I will, if I can highlight it for you. I'll move the blood.
That was weird. The blood just jetted across the room.
Yeah, I didn't want to move the blood.
It's
Run!
alive. It's alive.
But no, I'm just going to zoom in instead. It'll be easier.
God, guys, we're leaving. We're leaving now.
Moving blood. Moving blood.
There's something seriously iffy about this room. Okay, I'm going to zoom right in. Close, and you can zoom right in, of course, as well on your screen. But directly beneath the table, you can just make out right here what appears to be a recently dead rat. It's not rigor mortized, it's still a little squishy. And it doesn't have any maggots. You can just kind of see the head and tail popping out from underneath the table.
Oh God.
Whatever you make of that is whatever you make of it, but you did see it.
Meanwhile, I'm saying to Keo, I still think we should talk to her because she did paint all the shields. And if they're
Yes.
being removed magically from the chest, well, we should find out why.
Suppose you're right. Oh, who
You-
is she?
The innkeeper's daughter.
Oh. Have
So-
we seen her?
Maybe the wench?
Hmm.
I honestly don't. I can't say. I mean, it was implied. Maybe I think he has 2 daughters.
I
So
hope it's not the wench because we did not leave a very good impression.
I thought I tipped well enough.
Well,
Well, maybe not. I take that back.
Can I
Marlo,
tell? Can I tell how this rat died?
You can. Do you have you can make a heal check. There's no.
heal?
There's no obvious. Heal is also to like discern how something died and stuff like that. You're not. I know you're not trying to give the rat mouth to mouth, or maybe you are. I don't know.
live, damn it, live!
But no. A heal check may give you some indication into what actually happened to the rat. Okay. It's very foamy around the mouth.
Ew.
Your guess is probably poison of some kind.
That's what I was thinking. Mhm.
Marlo.
Oh yes.
It's just a rack, you know. Like it. People get tortured on it. There's
No,
no
there's-
one on it.
There's a rat under here.
In a dungeon of torture? I mean, I'm sorry, but a dead rat in a dungeon where they torture people doesn't really surprise me.
Why are you
I
so
guess.
intrigued
I guess
with
not.
I just go over and I look at the rat and I'm like, yeah, that's a rat.
it? I too go over and look at the rat and confirm that it is indeed a rat.
I don't think the rat's responsible for the missing shields.
The rat suddenly animates and no.
I could try to resurrect it if I respirate out so we can interrogate it. But I think
How did you die?
Yeah. Okay.
Well, I guess it makes sense that they would poison rats down here. Ugh.
I'm gonna detect magic on the rat.
Attack the darkness.
You know, just he's confused as to why Marlo's so interested in this rat.
Marla's confused as to why Marla
Yeah.
is interested in this.
Yeah, why is she so interested in the rat?
Alright,
Okay.
no, the rat is not magical.
Wow. Okay, I'm just gonna kind of lightly kick it away.
Okay. You kick it underneath the table a little further and
Yeah.
out from obvious vision.
I didn't mean to climb on the rack. That was weird. There are actually
Well.
rats everywhere.
Excuse
Yeah,
me,
not
sir.
not uncommon. Just saying.
I approach the guard over here by whatever. What is this? A roulette table?
No, it's a cage, basically. It's like a suspended cage from the ceiling.
It kind of looks like a roulette table.
I'm not Superman. Thank you for the follow.
Excuse me, sir.
Mr. Sir Jerome, thank you for the follow. Mr. Sir.
To the guard. who's
Okay,
standing-
you look at the guard, he kind of looks at you as he's still staring at the picture. He goes, oh, yes?
You have an infestation, it would appear.
Oh, I wouldn't call it an infestation. We have a few, criminals and such, but there ain't that many.
Well, wait, no, I'm talking about, like, the rats, the animals that, there's one over there by the rack.
He goes, yeah, and there's one right there. If you look there in the corner, you'll see one poking out. Look, he's looking at you. He's hello, what a cute little fella. He's pointing directly to your right, and you can actually see the rat right here is actually alive and well, nibbling what looks like a very unpleasant-looking piece of possibly human flesh.
Oh, jeez. I'm going to say to the guy, you seem positively chipper.
Well, I like my job.
Do you
Pays
like
well, good
torturing
hours.
people?
Oh no, I'm just a guard. I'm not a torturer. I don't do none of that messy stuff.
I mean, I'll be completely honest with you, sir, but if I had to stay and guard this room, seeing all the blood and knowing what happens, probably put a damper on me, Probably feel a little bit
you'd
down.
be surprised at what you can get used to if you do it long enough.
Well, I noticed you were looking at the painting when I started talking to you.
Well, it's better. There ain't no windows here, so it's the best scenery around. It's either that or, look at the rats and the blood on the rack, and
Do you find yourself looking at that picture often?
Aye, most of the time. Especially as I'm supposed to stand right here and guard this top door. See, that
Does-
goes down to the lower cells down there where all the really bad people are. Just in case
You
they should
refer to
escape.
it as your precious.
Would I refer to? No. I mean, it's not precious to me. Well, I think they pay quite a few gold for it. But
When you look at that tapestry, do you get feelings of happiness and contentment, or do you just? I mean,
it helps take away the the dungeony blues.
the dungeony blues.
When you're stuck here all this time.
Well, okay. Thank you, sir. I'm just gonna slowly back away.
When Marlo get close to the rat, it's scurried across the floor right between all of you, like.
Well, guys, I think we have a person to talk to, unless anyone else has another idea.
The rats steal the shields. What do you think of that?
Yes, kid.
Clearly, you're insane.
Let's
They told me nothing.
go to Lord Harrington and tell him that's
Okay.
the culprit.
Great
Okay.
idea. Let's go talk
Rat,
to them.
what do you know?
I still like Radovan's idea of talking
Ooh,
dead on the rat. I don't know quite what you're going to get out of that, but
Rats are there.
Just gonna reemerge and thank the clerk and be like, "Good day, sir."
all right.
This is a cat.
Have a good day. All right, so
And
you exit. You guys are exiting the guardhouse.
Yes.
Back onto the streets of Arundel. Once more.
I think my cold medicine's working.
You getting all loopy?
Excellent.
Yes.
That makes me really happy.
Just remember, if Marlowe says anything seemingly a little strange or weird tonight, it's probably the meds.
Probably, but maybe not.
Right?
Or maybe it's just Marlowe.
Yeah,
you know?
this is
Yeah.
your chance to say whatever you want to say to anybody and get away with it. All right, so yeah, once you're outside, where do you wish to go? You're back on the streets of Arundel.
And is Raisa with us because she's out there?
Oh, Racer was outside, yeah.
Yeah, I was waiting. So
And you're probably
Okay,
not
then.
happy that I'm with you.
nope.
To the inn?
To the inn!
In.
To the inn.
Okay, so you guys all head back down to the inn. The Fox and Hen of Arundel. All right, let me go ahead and move you here. You are all situated around that table, where in fact you're not, but you know, move yourself wherever you wish to be. And are you all in there? No, Radovan's not in there. Let's put Radovan in there. There he is.
I'm going to immediately go to the bartender.
All right.
Look,
As
our
you-
breakfast from this morning's still here.
Yeah.
See, you didn't eat much.
Cold bacon!
Delicious. All right, he looks at you and he says, yes?
I would like to talk to your daughter.
About
Yeah.
what?
Well, I got a glimpse of some of her artwork, and I wanted to show my appreciation.
Oh, you want to commission a piece of art? That's different.
Well, yeah, and ask her about her crafts because I'm an aspiring artist myself. You know, not really, but
He said, well,
I'm joking. So
he goes, that, sir, and he glances to the left and points directly at this young lass right here, who is in the middle of carrying a carrying a plate of food over to this table.
it's her.
Yeah.
Okay. All right. Well, can you let her know that I'm interested?
Well, tell her your darn self. She'll be back in a minute.
She's-
Spook, you okay?
she is like feeling it.
She's dying.
Woohoo!
This is like spook shiggles. This is spookles.
Spookles.
Spoogles. Not
Spiggles.
doesn't sound right.
Oh,
Spiggles.
Spiggles, there you go.
Spiggles.
All right, so yeah, she walks back over and he goes, oi. He goes, this man wants to talk to you.
While they're talking, I'm detecting evil on her.
On her?
Yeah.
Wow.
Okay.
Quick.
Would you? I'll
Tell me
type
s-
it to you and you can decide
All right.
if you want to tell anyone.
All right. Cool. I'm such an asshole, but all right. All right. Cool.
Evening. Oh shit! The spaghetti fell out. Okay. Yeah. No. She walks over to you and she says, "Can I help you?"
Yes. As you know, I'm investigating the missing shields. Do you mind if you come back so we can talk to you with my friends and me?
Come back. Where?
I just point behind me to the table.
Oh. She kind of glances at her down. She goes, "Can I take 5 minutes?" He goes, "Yep, but
What?
5 minutes is long enough." So she goes around and comes and takes a seat.
Ah. Is any of that food still on our table?
Not anymore.
Would you like to put down your tray?
She says no. I need my tray. It's my security tray.
It's my security tray. It's like, are you in our tables, right? All right. So I am to believe that you have been commissioned to design the shields that have been traveling to Finnerton?
Oh yes, I paint the king's livery on them.
Well, all the shields are different. I mean, do you come up with the designs yourself?
Oh well, you asked about the ones that we send to the king. All the other shields that are just sold to the that the blacksmith makes and sells to just anybody. I design those as well. I do all kinds of designs. Why? Do you have something in mind?
Well, no. My friends and I are trying to find out why they keep going missing.
Oh, I wouldn't know about that.
Do you have any magical training at all?
Magical oh gosh, no. No, I just enjoy using a paintbrush, and my parents bought me a loom and I use it to, weave tapestries from time to time. make extra money. I don't plan on staying here as a, innkeeper's wench and assistant forever. I'm hoping that one day a handsome man will come wandering in here and sweep me off my feet.
Who's interested in your art, right?
Right, obviously.
So you just any silly thing that pops into your head is what you design. If it's not
It's not
livery
silly
or
things.
design,
Just whatever
someone
people
designed
seek you
this.
out?
Like, let's be real. It's kind of
Do
ridiculous.
people seek you out for commissions often?
I'm around town quite a bit. Mostly I make money painting the shields, and the blacksmith, he's not the most pleasant individual in the world, but he does pay well. But people do travel far and wide to purchase shields from him. He is quite the renowned dwarven smith, and he's realistically the only renowned dwarven smith for 1,000 miles south of the mountains.
And the tapestries in the guardhouse.
I did those.
Are you aware where they're hanging them?
Yes, I know. One is behind the clerk's counter. I know they have one hanging up in the interrogation room, but it was explained to me that they wanted it there just to kind of brighten the mood. I mean, each to their own. I only, they asked for it. I created it. They paid. What they do with it is really their decision.
Have you done any other tapestries for other people in this town?
A couple.
Can you tell me where we could find them so we can get a look at them?
Yes, there's one hanging up in the general stores. There's one there. Lord Harrington has a couple, I believe, in his house, and one in his bedroom.
In his bedroom?
I mean, they're just tapestries. There's nothing special about them.
Did you work on with anyone else while you did those?
Oh, no. No, I just usually I do them either first thing in the morning or for a couple of hours before I retire at night. I wish I could work on them more, but of course, Father insists that I keep an eye on this inn and make sure that I, tend to the family business. Not that I really care.
I just look at Kia and Marlo and Risa. Anything, guys?
Nothing. Do you
Well,
think this is a wrong read?
Do you know... is there anything on the outskirts of Finnerton that you know of? Miss?
Finnerton? I've never been to Finnerton.
Well, see, the shields of the designs you've done, they go missing right on the outskirts of Finnerton. Pretty much right before they're about to be delivered. And their manner of disappearance has been suspicious.
Matter for the gods, I would think.
Well,
Wish I could help more.
Where do you
Guards.
purchase your
Damn it, me
paints?
too.
Where can I purchase my
Miss?
what?
Where do you purchase your paint?
We obviously we're on a main trade road, so merchants come through all the time, and the general stores, Hobbs Mercantile, they do a good job of keeping up with things, and making sure that they keep a good amount of paint in stock for me from time to time.
Have you switched paint recently, or do you get the same ones every time?
Well, obviously when the paint runs out, I buy new paint, but
So the most recent paint that you've purchased has been from the general store?
yes.
And the gentleman there has been here...
Lady.
The lady has been here for your whole life, or for a long time? I mean, she's a local?
As long as I can remember.
And she's a good lady, not a mean lady?
No, she seems quite
Price
friendly.
gouges and stuff? Okay.
No, she's very reasonable, very fair.
Okay. The general
The
store,
past-
that's... Oh, go ahead.
The past several months, has there been anything that's changed with the process of when you go to paint on these shields, or anything unusual?
Not that I can think of. Usually he brings a couple of shields over in the morning, I paint them up in the evening, and they dry overnight, and I drop them off to him the next day, and he keeps on going until the shipment is full.
Do you leave them outside to dry?
Oh, no, I keep them upstairs in my room.
Okay.
Well, okay. And what's the lady's name who works at the general store?
Catherine Hobbs.
Catherine Hobbs.
Yeah, she runs Hobbs Mercantile. It's her late husband. Her late husband and her had the business. He died of, consumption about 3 years ago.
Oh, drinking.
Unfortunately so, yes.
I look at Marlo, and I just, my brow raised knowingly. Drinking.
He was quite a vile man. He used to knock her around a good bit when he got drunk.
Oh.
There was
Has she,
actually an investigation to see if there was any foul play, but Captain O'Neill said that everything seemed fine and she was cleared of any potential charges. They never arrested her. They just asked a lot of questions. Of course, you know how it is with a small town. Lots of rumors went around.
So, okay, well, that's interesting. Thank you. I don't have anything else unless you guys do. I'm good.
Well, quite alright. And if you ever need anything painted, if you'd like a nice design on that shield of yours or whatever, just let me know.
Thank you, but, I have a nice design. It's a magical shield. And as you can see, it's done by a master artist. So,
I can see that.
yeah, it was procured in a very amazingly depressing place where I almost died, actually. So,
Well, if you don't mind, I've got to get back to work. But can I bring you anything? A drink?
well, I drink water only, please.
And what about you three?
No, thank you.
No? Alright then, thank you very much. And she wanders back off and starts attending to her duties again. What now? What now?
Well,
what now?
I don't know. That didn't seem like much out of N.
Well, what if the paint is magical or magically imbued? She could use it unknowingly, and then whoever activated it can activate
Right.
it. So the
So I
general
think-
store.
Maybe one of us should look into that, and we should also start thinking of new ideas here.
Well, she did say that was the only dwarven black mage for quite a while. Maybe.
Black mage?
I say black mage, I meant blacksmith.
Those meds, man. Okay. Blacksmith. Only dwarven blacksmith. So the stuff is obviously high quality. I mean, it's dwarves,
But why would they only be taking his shields? And only just now.
Well, my only impression has been they're building an army. They need the shields, right? It's my only guess.
Well, what did the captain say about it?
I didn't speak to him. He was indisposed. He was busy. Thankfully, he wasn't torturing anybody, but he was making his rounds, and he didn't like to be disturbed. He seems to.
What if he'd have
He
been there? Torturing someone.
He sounds like a strict guy. Probably ultimately not a nice guy, I'm sure, but
Didn't the guy that hired us say he was a nice guy?
well, he said he was strict. But
Okay.
you don't understand, Risa. They torture people in that place. I can't. I mean, if it's the law of the lands, it's nothing I can do. But I'm not a fan of it, so it makes me worried.
So that makes him bad?
Makes him morally ambiguous, maybe? More so? I wouldn't say bad, necessarily, but I'd rather not befriend a person who's been known to torture for the law, Does that make sense? Okay. Yeah. The general store, we can talk to him. Do you want to try to talk to O'Neill, too? I mean... Anybody, guys?
No.
I think we just talked to the general store, the lady, Catherine O'Bobbins. I mean, her husband died oddly, and
To the general store!
To the general store!
Okay, so who's going to the general
Yeah.
store? Who's going to
Not
Hobbs
me.
Mercantile? Not
I'm
you.
gonna get up.
Okay, so
I'll
Radovan
Yeah.
I want to
and
punch stuff. I don't like all this stinky stuff.
too much thinky.
I have my own plans, so I'm not gonna do that.
He's gonna
Okay.
pick a fight with another barbarian. All right. I'm leaving.
So you're leaving. If you're going to the general stores, head towards the door. So I know. Okay, Marlo is going. Radavan's going.
Or Marlo.
And Race is going. Alrighty. Okay. Well, we'll start by addressing that. So you head down to the general stores, which is this building right here. Alrighty. Let's move you inside. Into Hobbs Mercantile. And I'll move you to where you can see it as well. Alright. Radavan.
Ooh. I mean,
Marlo.
Ooh.
that's not like Marlo at all.
Ooh, shiny. That's more of a racer
Ooh, allow
type
me.
thing.
Ooh.
That tiny black dress is undecidedly out of place.
Okay. So you walk
LBD.
in. You can see she's a woman. She's fairly tall. She's about 5'11". She's not overweight, but she's quite hefty. And she has kind of like graying hair. At one point it was probably light brown, but it's definitely starting to see some gray come into it. And she stands there and smiles politely at you as you wander into the door. Oh, hello, can I help you?
Well, we're just perusing, I guess, for now. Do you happen to have any paints?
I do actually. We have a local artist. I keep a stock for her.
Can I see it? Perhaps.
Oh, certainly. And
Perhaps.
she wanders over here to this, this shelf, and she says, "It's right here. If you'd like to come and look."
Oh my. I don't know why I just said it like that, but I did. So we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna move along.
And she shows you there's like several paintbrushes, a couple of little palettes, and a dozen or so pots of paint. The pots of paint are fairly large. I mean, each one. I keep holding my hand up to show people, and I can't because I have no hands.
If you hold them in front of your face, we can see them.
They're about this big. They're like fairly large, but pot-shaped.
Floating thing, creepy.
There you go.
Okay. Thank you, ma'am, Miss.
Not at all.
Miss, ma'am,
Catherine Hobbs.
Miss Hobbs. Thank you.
Where would you get it from?
I'll just be a moment.
Alrighty. As you peruse
As she
paint.
goes away, I'm detecting magic on the paints.
And
The
I'm
paint-
standing here watching.
Okay, the paint is not magical.
Damn.
Well, my detect magic's the radius. So is anything else in that shell is magical? Just
Nope. Not a
useless.
thing.
I just look at Marlo and I say, absolutely nothing. Probably just normal paint.
I
Unless
can
they
punch her if you want.
I'm sure. Well, I mean, do we just follow the chain? Like, where does she get her paints? Does she make it herself, or?
Well, I mean, if it's not magical, maybe we should go back to the blacksmith. Maybe you'll have better luck than we did.
Well,
I mean, you know your way around a shield better than any of us.
Don't mention anything about them going missing if you want to get anywhere with them.
Ninja JB, thank you for resubscribing.
He's
you,
right.
Ninja.
That's
I mean-
a touchy subject for
Give
him.
that man some hyped up rollies.
So, Risa, you weren't there, but basically, these shields go missing at a particular point in their journey, even though they're checked and rechecked every night and day. So it's not like bandits come in, open the chest, and steal them, because there are guards constantly surrounding them. So my only thought is that they're magically stolen, right? Like some teleportation activation or something. I don't know. But if the paints are not magical and the shield design's not magically inscribed,
How
what do
many
we do?
people guard them?
Rotationally, like dozen at least, or half a dozen
Yeah,
to a
they
dozen.
say they even sleep with them surrounding the wagons.
Do you think they're all in on it?
The guy seemed quite decent. I mean, he didn't. I don't think he lied to me. I mean, he seemed quite forthcoming, and I did a zone of truth with him, so he wasn't evasive or anything.
And it's not always the same guards, it didn't seem.
Right. I mean, that guy has been on the last 4 of the 6 times that they've gone out, but not many others repeat. Right? It's what can we gain from?
We might have to go with the caravan.
I'm up for that.
Well, Harrington did say another batch was being sent in a couple of days, right?
Yeah.
There were a lot of shields
the
at the
blacksmith said 4 days. He also said he was convinced that whoever it was whoever the culprit is that's behind it all is in town. But that doesn't mean he doesn't leave town, of course.
What if we go just out? See, I really don't know. We go outside of town and try to find the spots, and then search around. How far is it to Finnerton from here? Because you said it was a while, right?
It's 3 full days. Yeah.
And on the 4th day is when the stuff has been known to go missing. That's what the guy said, right?
Yeah, it's basically, if you left first thing in the morning, you'd get there. You could make it in 3 days. They typically take 4 just because, it's a heavy cartload of shields and they're guards and they're not in any major hurry. It's a merchant caravan. They're not trying to hustle to get there.
Okay.
But they also don't know when the shields go missing either, so there's no way to pinpoint where it's been happening.
But they just know that on the last trip it was before they arrived in Finnerton, because they did check. They
checked them that morning. They checked them that night. They all slept, and they slept surrounding the caravan, and everything was locked up. And they counted them and went to sleep. And they always have a good watch rotation. And when they woke up in the morning, 13 of the shields were gone.
What if they were cast upon? Maybe a sleep spell where they wouldn't wake up, or...
Oh, can I do Knowledge Arcana if anything like that exists that would affect a whole area? I mean...
You can do a Knowledge Arcana.
Because that's just not an idea I thought of, and I don't know if my character knows. Oh, almost at 1.
Almost. No spell that you know of, but again, you know enough to know that magic is an extremely diverse thing. If they are all sleeping around one wagon, potentially it could be something that there could be a radius spell that knocks them all out. It's possible.
Or what if one of them's being controlled while the others are unconscious?
Well, we're going to go ahead and take our first break here real quick.